So, I'm currently working on a playable demo, but it's slow going and kind of boring. So I figured I'd show some stuff that either didn't make it into other videos or I simply just forgot. First up, the reason my character has been red, blue, and green is because I was testing palette changes that the player can choose in the game. Before I start, I have no idea if any of this is right. In fact, I'm pretty sure most of it is wrong. I'm not an expert in this. So, I guessed that I can break down the RGB channels from a texture to separate the pieces of armor the player was wearing. So it will go from this texture, take only the red value. I will then add in another texture, separate that RGB channel, and get even more sort of separation from the texture itself. So if the player only wants to change one piece of armor, they can do that instead of having to pick from a list of armor color sets. Again, I'm 90% sure I'm doing this wrong. Next, I was experimenting with cloth accessories that you can put on your character, like shirts, capes, or bandanas. So first I made a shirt in Blender. I then weight painted the parts I didn't want to move to the bones of the rig. I exported it out, put it into UE4, cloth painted the sections I wanted to simulate, and if the physics gods were kind, put it on my character. I stopped progress on these because I was busy, but mostly because there's not a lot of information to help you in this sort of section, so I kinda just got fatigued and moved on. In the prior video, I was having trouble with getting the player to climb on movable objects. Well, now the player can climb on moving objects, going left and right. Up or down, not so much. I just couldn't figure out how to get the player to stay on the object. I was about to give up, but Metroid Dread came out, and I saw these elevator latches that Samus can grab and send her up, so I just copied that. The new stuff I worked on was conveyor belts. I'm surprised that it took me this long to actually make conveyor belts. I mean, a 2D platformer without conveyor belts, there's not a lot of those. I also made delayed bombs, and now turrets are destroyed if you hit the bullets back at them. The last thing I have to show is part of a demo level. Most of it is just blocking out the design of the level. The main problem I'm having is the streaming in and out of parts of the level. To say I know what I'm doing is a big stretch. There's very, very little info on streaming in levels. So most of what I'm doing is from experimentation and just guesswork. These blue squares are where the level triggers are. They will load in part of the next level and unload the parts before. UE4 can have hitches every time a part of the level is streamed, so I'm guessing here, but if I make the level it loads small, the hitch will be less noticeable. And I'm putting these level triggers in spots where there are no platforms or enemies, in case there is a hitch. Hopefully next time I can show more than this. Thanks.